has a professional culture and is fast-paced, with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'll find it. What up, Old School? Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite, Austin. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. Located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. It's cold today. Not cold, but a little brisk, especially after 70 degrees. Your blood gets thin, and you got to thicken it back up. Human body don't work like that, Mother Nature.
It's going to warm up again. It's going to warm up
again starting tomorrow. So, like I keep saying, go down to the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Go in there in the butcher shop and have a ball. But speaking of ball, football here, the latest, we got a new mock draft. But before we even get into that, Kenny, I want to talk about my man Aaron, right? Now, mind you, I won't call myself a prophet, but I'm dang near close because just listen to me.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Just
listening.
Let me get that. Come on, Kenny.
All right,
Cletus. Get that.
All right, Cletus, you got it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a prophet yet, but when I was the first one to throw the smoke out there,
you did.
They said there's a possibility of a hang up. Now, I was reading a report of this, and it actually was on the news or on the, a show this morning about the possibility that there's a hang up with the Jets and the Packers, right? And they kept going. Aaron Rodgers had said all the way back on March 14th or 15th. Now, we're growing on a month since he's made his decision publicly, knowing he probably made it privately to them upon coming out of, his darkness or his retreat. So let's just say it's well over a month, right? They knew, and they kind of knew it before you went in. It's all the formality. But now check this out, Austin. Open your ears a little bit.
Lay it on me.
Hey, they're saying the team that overlooked Aaron Rodgers in the draft would be more than willing, or really just wait. They're essentially what they said. They're just waiting for the Jets to mess up. The San Francisco 49ers are the team that would be next in line to go after Aaron Rodgers. That's huge right there.
They would have to give up.
No, they would give up Trey Lance. Probably. They would keep Purdy. So Purdy, look, they got him.
Well, he already said he's a starter, so they're going to keep him.
But he would still be the backup. And he's on a super easy rookie contract. You only got Aaron Rodgers for a year or two. Learn from him. They probably view him as kind of like, this is our little baby Aaron Rodgers. If I'm the Jets, if I'm Woody Johnson, I'm coming in there and say, I got to see the GM, bro. Because Woody Johnson already said he wants it to get done. It's not done. This ain't happened last week. This happened a month ago. What's the holdup? The longer it takes, I'm telling you, the longer it takes, the less chance that he ends up in New York.
Can he get him to the Super Bowl and win it?
Aaron Rodgers, boy, they be tough. They be tough. Because that defense, even though DeMeco Ryans obviously with Houston, they still have the roster of players. They know how to. That culture is there, and then with that offense and that running attack and the ability to. The one thing they really liked about Trey Lance was the ability to throw deep with accuracy on the run. That's Aaron Rodgers with the play action, and what you got George Kittle, you got Debo, you got Ayuk, and then they in that system they could draft somebody and develop and to be like kind of that 50-50 receiver. When you throw the ball up and they can get somebody in the draft or late in free agency.
Got McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey. And they got a plethora. You play running back there, you're gonna get a G.
You're gonna get the ball.
And you got Juice as the fullback.
And that's back home for him too.
Exactly.
I would love to see him finish his career back home.
And then look, the Rams are struggling.
That's what I'm saying.
And you
the
think
Cowboys
like
are the Cowboys.
Oh no, we're just talking about this in their division. Rams are struggling. we just talked about Arizona. The
Yeah.
owner might lose his team, and you got Pocket Hercules and a new coach, so they done. And then you figure Seattle, they don't even believe in Geno Smith because we're gonna talk about they're gonna draft a quarterback. So now you know it's in flux now. And if you get Aaron in the Bay, I don't know if they're gonna win it. But he because if I'm Aaron, I'm thinking like, you know what, I might go there. I know the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
I only want to see Mahomes when I gotta get in the biggest stage.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him in the AFC Championship in Arrowhead.
True.
What you think about that, man? What you think?
I just told you what I thought about.
I wanted to ask your opinion. What do you think about this gray area? It's like this, Kenny.
What's been great for a month? You already said it.
So it's like this, right? We want whether you talk about we could talk about a recent recruit or not. Once you say like, hey, you know, the recruit wants to come here, but there's a hold up on say NIL, right? I know the coaches ain't supposed to talk,
Nope.
but you can send a pigeon over there, right?
You cannot even send a pigeon.
Hey,
over there.
I'm sending the courier. If you got courier service or something, I might walk past Austin and just have a conversation just in general and say, you know what, you need to go over there and deliver this message.
Just set that briefcase down, walk away, let the next guy come to that bench and pick it up.
Or if Austin's NIL, do you say just look at him and say, any update? Is that what you guys do? That's what I want to ask. You know, before we get into NIL, look, Kenny, just before we get into the NIL stuff, I'm just interested. Like, how does it work? Like, just now, tell me what you can. I'm just going to ask you basic questions. Like, you know, I know you were on the staff. You know, when Mickey took over. But I want to ask you this: like, I know the coaches aren't supposed to know.
No,
right?
Nope.
But they do know, right? Because they know, like Adrian, he was sponsored by what, like Dove or somebody, right? He had a huge national sponsorship in NIL.
When he got the K-State?
No, when he was here.
Really?
Yeah, when it first started.
I didn't know that.
You know, but I'm just saying, you know, and everybody got their merch, and you know, you got Cam juice boxes and all that stuff, and you know, with his stuff. I mean, heck, he was
that stuff was done on his own.
Right, but
that stuff was done.
He did it with Degree.
Adrian did do it with Degree. Yeah,
okay,
so it wasn't done, but it was Degree. You were right. But I think Cam's was done. He done that on his own, and we didn't find out about that until he got back.
Oh, well, I'm just saying in general. Do you guys know?
No, I'm serious. We don't. Like, compliance will reach out. Hey, did you know about this? And I'm like, that's news to me. So
even on the NIL?
Yeah. I mean, when NIL first started, there was some involvement.
Mm-hmm.
But once they changed the rule, we removed ourselves from the situation. Mm. So guys was going out doing their own little side hustles and deals, and then compliance will fill us in on it. Mm. So no, we had no involvement in the deals.
And so the coaches never know.
We didn't know until compliance reached out to it. Now,
do the coaches know who the NIL like leaders and companies are?
Yeah. You know that, but you're not supposed to.
Even so, what? Just say somebody. So just say Austin runs what do they call it, electives or is it
collective?
Dang, I ain't elective.
I ain't in class.
Cool. That's cool.
Right? Yeah, I'm just so a collective, right? Austin Orman Collective, and can he come to practice?
Really not supposed to.
Got to do the whole watch with binoculars.
Really not supposed to, because that's.
But see, here's what I'm asking. I'm wondering, like, how they come up with a price tag.
Who?
Just in general. NIL. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Marketability.
What they asked for. And then, but my whole thing is, I guess I'm trying to get to, so how does it get to the point of when I say I want this, they either say okay or we only can give you this.
That's between them and the collective.
And that don't affect playing time. So if you guys are looking at me and I'm Jay Foreman, I'm from, say I'm in the portal and I don't know, say I'm a linebacker from Oregon State. You know, say I'm the number one dude in there, or just say a dude in there that's reputable.
Mm-hmm.
And I commit, but you guys know part of the commitment is because the collective, I'm about to collect, right?
Again, we don't know nothing about that.
Oh, so you believe that mess?
Kenny's a man of his word. So if any other
let me
coach was
let me
saying it-
rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I didn't know anything about it,
Right.
and the guys that I really was, they didn't know anything about it. So
Mhm.
if other people knew about it, I didn't know they knew about it.
I just would wonder. I know if I'm showing up, and well, here's what I'm saying: if I'm in the portal, and I can say I'm getting $200,000 just for 2023, I know once that tunnel walk comes and they put up there, my butt better be up there. I know that for a fact. That's all I'm saying.
You better be up on the tunnel walk.
Yeah, and I don't care where hometown. You can put us from Mars. I need to be up in there.
Well, if
But if you
hopefully if you or NIL or if you're a transfer and you do get an NIL deal,
you're worth it.
hopefully you're worth it, and hopefully you better be on the tunnel walk or something wrong.
Yeah,
We got sold a bill of goods, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
I
a
got
bad.
you.
We got a bad.
Yeah,
We got a. They call it a Monday car when people coming off of weekends drunk. They making those cars. They still hungover from.
Oh
from,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On Ford, yeah.
The Monday
You
cars.
forgot to
gotta-
tighten them bolts
There
up.
you go. So that's the deal with that.
Mm.
That's why a lot of homework needs to be done.
But that's what I want. That's another question I want to ask.
The homework is watching the film,
But
getting
who's
background.
But who's
Recru-
watching the film though?
Everybody.
The coaches?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about just evaluating them as a player?
Evaluating as a player
Okay,
and knowing the value,
right.
the potential value. Again, marketability and potential value. And then I guess
But then, how does the NIL understand what's good or not?
before the new rule, they can
They just
negotiate.
call and
it.
ask?
They can call and ask, and they can negotiate. I know when it first came out, Open Doors was involved, and they were talking about marketability, players using Instagram, Twitter, and all that, doing this, and how much their namesake was worth.
Right.
I mean, I know when it first came out, Open Doors came and visited us. The volleyball girl was the #1 athlete at the University of Nebraska. What was her name?
Alexa Sky or something?
Her,
Lexi Sun.
Lexi Sun. Yeah, she was her. Then Adrian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Adrian didn't really Instagram or tweet anything out. So they told him once you start doing that, your value and your marketability will go up. So
there it is, man.
There it is.
That's it. But we got that was a good first segment, man. We went right the second segment. We're gonna jump into this draft. Then we're just gonna give our little 2 cents on Mickey. Not little 2 cents, but I don't want to dive into anybody's personal business. And then on the other end, we're gonna talk about the Lake Show with Bron and what they're doing right now. And then we're gonna hit some spring ball because we've got another practice tomorrow, man. Are you gonna go down there with your media pass and watch practice?
nope,
You ain't gonna watch that first 40 minutes?
that's not worth it.
But you could just actually just go to the bathroom when everybody got to get kicked out and just come back out and be like, I'm here. Just go down there with your Nebraska shirt, there, man. They got so many coaches out there. They might still think you're on staff.
Nope, they know I ain't on staff, so I'm not going.
Rico, you going? Rico over here. Hey, I'm gonna tell people out here on the stream. Rico out here showing his little track pictures, man. Look,
Rico's
Texas
where's it
relay
at?
is over.
Where's it at? Rico said
Kenny didn't believe that I hurdled.
the hurdles are
Hurdle
taller than him.
but he got.
I told him he was doing vertical jumps over the hurdle.
He could hurdle. Look at him. He got good form too.
Show, dude, Rico. Look at you.
Yeah, look.
Who that on the right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he
Slower than me. I don't pay attention.
Oh, you don't look in the rearview mirror. Huh?
Nah.
Okay.
Only one person.
The reason why he showed us that picture is because he and Clester Johnson was going back and forth about who was the fastest, and
I'd have beat him head to head.
so, like we say
Belvin?
at Bellevue West, and Clester told him, just came back at him, told him, "Hey, whose name's on the wall?"
He's not wrong.
There it is. Hey, you know what? That's the
He's
ultimate,
not wrong.
That's the ultimate flex.
He
there.
got me.
But I didn't believe he ran hurdles. I thought he just ran track because I thought he was too short for.
Oh, he ran hurdles.
.03.
What?
That's how close I was to breaking his record.
Oh, Clester ran hurdles too,
Yep.
and you ain't breaking.
.03.
Oh, we're going to break. I'm about to clown you.
Stay here, Rico.
Hey, Jay Foreman, Kitty
Don't
Boy,
leave yet.
Old School. We'll be back. Come about the clown, Rico.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
Carson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $10 off any athletic shoes $105 and under, and get $15 off any shoe over $105. Choose from respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, On, and 361 Running. And don't forget the trendy Hey Dudes. A new shipment just arrived for the season. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Easter. We hope everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration as we remember what this day and weekend are all about. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Guys, it's really happening. A live morning remote. Join Early Break and The Drive from 6 to 10 a.m. on Thursday and Friday at Double Eagle Golf on West O for the first 2 days of the Masters. Bloody Marys, simulator golf, and the Masters. What's better than that? Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like getting new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, Old School. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman. Rico did confirm here that 0.03 seconds that he lost to Clester Johnson school record and Josh Bender. So he just loses.
No, he lost to Josh Banderas
and Clester.
Well, he wanted the record for Clester.
Well, the school record Clester holds because it's 0.03.
Yes.
and then he lost the state championship to Josh Van
A
Der
linebacker.
by .03. So Rico just can't beat no Huskers. That's all there is to it.
That's why I went to UNK.
Right.
Did you run track?
Yeah. I wasn't a hurdler though. They were
I was
too
about
high.
to say, no, they're too high. That's what I thought.
I ran my freshman year. I had a pretty good time, but they were like, we're sprinter and jumper. So
The question is,
Jump.
The question right now,
Long
Rico.
Long jump?
24 feet.
Really?
Hey, he like what that is? Remember Super Mario?
Yeah.
That's Rico. Hey, Rico.
My guy, Rico.
The question is right now, since you ran the 400,
yes,
can you beat Rashawn right now? No, I don't want to hear nothing about when you're at UNK. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about it. I'm talking about if you and Rashawn ran the 400 tomorrow.
Yes,
you could beat him.
Yes.
What do you think, Kenny? Rashawn kind of in shape.
No, he ain't. Did you not see him? The video they posted him running up this hill out here, bruh. He looked like the Tin Man. Slide some oil to me.
The thing is,
I think Rico will
Rashawn's
get
going to
him.
get out too quick.
I think Rico will get him.
You got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you better have a plan for that 400.
You best.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
That's a track guy against a football guy. I'm going with a track guy any day.
Austin.
Who am I going with?
Yeah.
Yo, Rico's got him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with Rico.
I think Rashawn would beat him because here's why I think Rashawn would beat Rico. He gonna talk to Rico, and then Rashawn gonna cheat.
Rashawn's gonna throw the arm out.
No, just make sure there's 2 lanes in
Yeah.
between y'all.
I'm
Open
smart.
lanes in between you. Better boy.
So do you do lanes 3 and 6 then? Would that be the most fair?
He would lose his mind.
No,
He wants
just
to be in
go
lane
1 and 3. Go 1 and 3. Rico will get him.
I'll go in 3. I'll take the lead.
Okay.
I'll be the rabbit.
Rico, who's your pro team?
In what?
Football. Sorry.
New England.
Oh, let me ask you this. Okay, since we're on in New England, what's your thoughts on Bill Belichick and Mac Jones? They said and then on top of it, it's been NFL news. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick's relationship has been deemed icy.
It's been souring.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been souring. Bill wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo before they traded him because they thought that he was the future after Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't want anybody behind him that could threaten his job, so he went above Bill's head, went to Kraft. Kraft wanted Garoppolo gone. That's the only reason he got traded. Bill was pissed. Bill was
but
upset.
it's even worse now because of this is more recent because Bill Belichick didn't provide Mac Jones an offensive coordinator. He had Joe Judge and
Matt Patricia.
Both of them are defensive guys.
How can you? That's what
He
I
did
don't
it on.
get.
He did it on purpose.
Patricia is a defensive guy.
Belichick?
He
Bill
just can't go
Belichick
to
did
the
it on
offensive
purpose.
side
Why?
of the ball.
Thought he got too cocky.
Mac Jones, Pro Bowler, thought he had the world, the NFL by storm going into his second year. He could have hired anybody as an offensive coordinator. He chose not to. He wanted to show Robert Kraft that he's in charge, and he wanted to show Mac Jones that he's nothing without him.
So the ghost of Tom Brady is
real.
Got Bill Belichick.
Belichick doesn't want another Tom Brady on his hands.
Well, Tom Brady is in Bill Belichick's head.
Mm-hmm.
What's your feeling on that? Okay, let me ask you this as a Patriot fan, right? The 6 Super Bowls.
Yep.
6, right?
6.
More Belichick, more Brady.
I don't know.
Brady.
It's a mixture.
He had
it's
one
mostly
since-
it's mostly Brady, but it's a mixture because Belichick built up the defense that helped Brady get to those Super Bowls. Had the kicker put the team together around Brady, but at the same time, as you've seen now, it's hard to win when a quarterback doesn't fit the style of play that you're trying. Defense first and then this, because it didn't work with Cam Newton. It kind of worked with Mac Jones, but even then, you still need a quarterback to lead your team.
But Mac Jones was a rookie.
I know.
So
he took him to the
you
playoffs,
you can't
but
say it didn't work with him. The only reason that it didn't work with Cam Newton because his shoulder was blown out, and you just drafted a guy in the first round.
Yeah.
So Mac Jones, it has worked.
He thought that he could do it without Tom Brady. I don't know if that's true.
So
Unless
if
he
you
has
had
the
to
right
pick
quarterback.
right now, who was it? I
What?
don't want to hear. I don't hear both. Brady or Belichick?
I'm going to say Belichick.
I'm going Brady.
Tom Brady's a system quarterback.
Yep.
Are you guys crazy? He's the greatest quarterback of all time. It is Brady.
System quarterback. System quarterback.
No
system quarterback.
Bill Belichick is the greatest NFL coach right now of all time because of Brady. Brady, in 2 different decades, is the most dominant quarterback for 20-something years. He's the best quarterback. Is that without him, they ain't winning it.
I mean, they won 10 games in 2009 after Brady blew out his knee in the first game. The only reason they missed the playoffs is because the Jets and the Dolphins had fantastic seasons.
They didn't make the playoffs.
But they won 10 games.
They did not make the playoffs.
Rico.
In any other year, they make the playoffs.
Rico.
They did not make the playoffs.
I know.
See, that's the problem.
Is the Patriots' name on the wall, or did they
Rico.
lose by 0.3 seconds too?
Rico, that's the problem with you Patriot fans. You guys are talking about this, and you're not. That's why Brady left, because you and Bill Belichick and some of you Patriotites or whatever you guys call yourselves do not respect the greatness. That's why you guys are succumb to the Buffalo Bills kicking your tail week in and week out, and your reign is over. It's over.
I respect the hell out of Brady, and I understand that he's part of the reason.
Okay, let me
him and Belichick.
Let me ask you this.
Half and half.
Let me ask you this: the first Super Bowl, defense led.
Yep.
I'll give it to you. The other 5, tell me right now, how many do you think you're winning if Tom Brady ain't the quarterback?
The first 3 are defense and Adam Vinatieri.
No.
Hold on.
No. The Eagles game, no way. The Carolina game, no way.
Yes.
No.
Defense and Vinatieri.
This is the problem. This. Are you serious?
That
right now?
the rest of them, the first 3.
So
the rest of them are Brady.
So when Brady had made Branch into an All-Pro and Givens into an All-Pro, that's because of the defense?
Yes. No, obviously not.
Okay, then. It's Brady.
But you're working with those two. I understand you made him into
what do you
All-Pros, but you're working with those two. You're working with those two who I love, fantastic receivers
With Deion
for New
Branch,
England.
yeah.
For New
And
England.
what did they do after they weren't with Brady?
Not much. Nobody
Okay.
really does.
That you're making my point.
That's coaching and Brady.
No.
Brady was captain check down against the Eagles, 23 of 33 for 236 and 2 tutties in the 24-21 win.
Yeah, it's not about stats. The reason why you do that, you play to win the game. In the big game,
He did a great job of keeping him in there.
Okay, in the big game, who do you want to have that ball?
Oh, it's Tom Brady.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
Okay.
I rest my case. Now we're back. Now I'm just going to let you know, just to put the nail in the coffin for you, the fact that Mac Jones isn't the quarterback that so-called the only reason that you guys won 6 Super Bowls with the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay. You think you're going to draft a quarterback? No. You're going to draft a Darnell Wright, another offensive tackle, okay, from Tennessee.
Probably no, they're going to trade out of the first round.
Todd McShay said this right
No, they're
here.
trading out of the first round. I don't care what Todd McShay does.
Oh, get that man.
They're trading out of the first round. They never draft in the first round.
Well, they did.
You know who they've taken in the first round?
Isaiah Wynn. And he's a
Isaiah
free-
Wynn,
and he's a
Sony
free agent.
Michel, and N'Keal Harry.
Yep, and they're all free agents right now. Congratulations. That's Bill Belichick / the head coach and GM doing a great job drafting.
He's a terrible drafter.
Yep. Thank you there, Rico. Even though your new nickname is .03. You know what I'm saying? .03 Rico is just now.
I never should have told y'all anything.
Well, first of all, Rico, just like you popped off, you the one I'm assuming that was popping off the cluster on Twitter, right? Did you learn your lesson? I'm gonna say this to you. Just like when I used to mess up Kenny, we had a linebacker coach named Tom Olivedati.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was new. So our first meeting came. So I just had 2 really good seasons. He comes in. Actually, my linebacker mate got my favorite coach, Reggie Herring, fired because Reggie was too hard on him because he was too lazy, right? Well, anyways, Olivedati, he calls, you got to go meet with him and stuff. And I knew he wanted to, bring in one of his cronies from I think he was at the Giants. So I think he wanted to bring in like Mike Barrow or whatever. So I was like, whatever, man. I'm straight. They can't really, do nothing with my contract anyways. And I just led the league in tackles. He's like, so he got down, introduced himself. He's like, yeah, we're going to sit here for the next 30 minutes and we're going to watch all your bad plays. I'm like, cool. All right. We watched them. And so we get in the season and so there was something, it was like, we ran cover 8 and so we ran it different in the field and in the red zone. And I messed up, you know what I'm saying? But I was trying to explain, because Vic Fangio would change the coverage based on if the guy in motion was over the tackle or the tight end. Well, when we played this team, it was windy as all get out, right? And so my eyes, I can't even believe what I'm saying. My eyes were watering, right? Because I couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Rico, you buying this, Rico?
Hey, I'm dead serious
Okay.
because I just got LASIK, and I couldn't, it was, my eyes were dry. And Jamie Sharper, he don't say nothing. because he just like, hey, just tell me where to go and I go do it. So I'm trying to check and stuff like that. So I was about to I'm telling him like I'm telling you, and he looking at me like this. He was like, "Oh yeah, how well did that work out for you?" And I'm about to say, "Not good, not too good, huh?" So that's what I'm gonna tell you. Didn't work out too good for you there, Rico. Didn't work out too good for you there. Time
Not too good.
yeah,
Not too good.
yeah. But
My
we love
guy.
you though, Rico. You still my guy though, man. I believe in you, man. I think you should
We're putting that on your spreadsheet. You're Jay's guy.
Thank
Going
you.
on your
Thank you.
spreadsheet.
Hell yeah.
I think you need to either challenge Rashawn or go up to Bellevue.
Don't do that.
Hold on. Go up to Bellevue West at your track and say, you know what? I want my revenge. Let's go right
Me and
now.
Clester.
Yeah.
We can do that.
How many hurdles do you think you could get over?
Right now, at high school height,
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
Huh? Like right now?
Yeah. Maybe 3.
3 in a row?
Yeah. Maybe.
Don't do it, Rico.
Yeah, don't worry.
All the heroes
Rico,
dead, bro.
We love you, Rico. We don't want you to get into
All the heroes dead, Rico. Don't do it.
And then if I try to go over that 4th one, I'm done. I'm hitting it. I'm falling over. It's a problem.
I'm giving you to the 2nd or the 3rd one. Then you're done.
I'm giving you the first one because
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're going to jump vertically over that one. You ain't going to lose that
No,
one.
I still got, like I said before, I've got one good race left in me. Maybe not hurdles. I got one good 100 left in me.
No. See, this is the problem, Rico. You have, your sense of reality hasn't hit you yet. See, me and Kenny are well over in our 40s.
Mhm.
Gravity and reality has
So I got one. I'm not going to say it's very fast.
Not the hurdles, though.
No.
Okay,
One good
we're good.
100 meter.
you get to that 50 and that hamstring start to jump on you a little bit.
I got one good one left.
I'll give
After
you.
that,
I'll
it's
give you a
over.
good 100 and a good 400, but you're not doing those hurdles.
No.
Okay.
I need to clear at least one though. Just
Don't do it, Rico.
Just
Don't-
for my own
don't-
pride.
Rico, don't
Yeah,
do
go
it.
out
I just
there
need to get over
and
one
Make
more.
sure you bring your camera with you so we can watch. So we
I
can
just
put
need
it
to clear
on
one.
we can put it on the stream
on the
and stuff.
new Husker track.
On the new Husker
On the
track.
new, I just need to clear one.
I would go down there to watch that.
I would too.
Yeah. So you know what, Rico? We've just
Okay.
nominated
You
you.
set
to
it
do-
up.
Yep. All right. With that being said, we will get to the mock draft in the top of the next hour. One more short segment at the bottom of the hour. We'll get the DP probably mad like these boys are way off the script today. That's what happened when they're gone. We just gonna just turn up in here. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite, Austin Orman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the
It's Mullen Motors.
Guys, it's really happening. A live morning remote. Join Early Break and The Drive from 6 to 10 a.m. on Thursday and Friday at Double Eagle Golf on West Hill for the first 2 days of the Masters. Bloody Marys, simulator golf, and the Masters. What's better than that? Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like getting new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Skies will gradually clear, but it will be chilly. It will be windy. Northwest winds could gust over 35 for most of the day. We'll reach an afternoon high of around 47. Tonight, mainly clear, a low down to around 24. The warm-up begins tomorrow, mainly sunny by the afternoon with a high approaching 60. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school. Kenny White, Jay Foreman, Austin on the ones and twos. Rashawn's, he's on the streams. Like, hey, I believe in you, Rashawn. I got you, man.
What'd he say?
He said, thanks, Jay. Somebody got to believe in me. So Kenny don't believe in him, man.
Bruh.
I just think Rashawn would be able to talk to Rico and then Rico mess around and not run his race. And
You think he'll get to his head that bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
VJ
can't talk.
VJ will talk you.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, so I think VJ might be able to pull a victory out. And if it's close, the tie is going to VJ.
Oh, if it's anything near close, he's gonna say he won.
Right, man. We got about 3 minutes before we go back into break. Right, Austin? About 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
We'll catch back up, and then we'll get busy at the top of the hour. But obviously the news early this morning, I think it was like 10, but I think it was coming in, even before that, but for sure by like 10:30. Obviously, former Nebraska wide receiver coach, head coach Mickey Joseph, case got dismissed, or however you want to dress it up. My feeling is that, even when, it kind of was breaking news, it's not, ideal to talk about. I know Mickey, I've met Priscilla before, but you also just feel for, it's family business. And so when you're a high profile and plus a person like Mickey, not only, the coaching stuff and what he's done and was able to do, he captivated the whole state. So it was very unfortunate, on all ends. I'm sure there's a lot of regret to go around. Nobody's, feeling great about it. But I think the only thing that you can, somewhat kind of dress it up is that it's, a big step towards the healing process and kind of moving on from it. Because even though, they could have been longer in the process, before today's kind of like a formality to kind of kickstart that. So in that case, I'm happy, not happy that it ever happened, but just glad to put it to rest. And I'll give it to Kenny to, give you, obviously, Mickey a lot even better and longer than me.
Yep. Good friend of mine, known him for about 30 some years, maybe. No, longer than that. 33 years now.
Dang.
He was a teammate of mine.
Yeah,
we've been keeping in touch, following each other's
progress
in the coaching profession. And I don't want to take credit for it, but I was kind of spearheading him coming back home.
It'd be something that should have happened even the year before.
It should have happened.
It
should have happened
a while ago. Yeah.
So, with what he's done down in his career, I'm happy for him. I don't condone anything.
Right? Yeah, any of that.
Any of that. I don't agree with that. But it's time for him and his family to put this behind them and hopefully heal. Both parties.
Yeah.
When you have kids involved,
Yeah.
so those kids need to be hugged and told everything's gonna be okay, and hopefully he's back in the profession soon.
Yeah.
So prayers to him, his
Yeah.
family, his kids, and Priscilla.
Yeah, wish them all of them nothing
Yep.
but the best. There's no right or wrong
Nope.
or any superhero or enemy. Now you're just happy that it's over with, and,
Yep.
and hopefully today cooler heads, obviously prevailed. So with that being said, I felt like we would be not doing our due diligence or our job if we didn't obviously speak on it, and as everybody expected us to, and we did. And then at the top of the hour, once we come after a break, we'll talk about this new mock draft here, which is interesting. Obviously, with not only that, but there's now, and granted, the mock drafts don't mean anything.
No, it don't mean nothing.
But they mean something in the sense of there's some names starting to pop up more regular. I want to ask you again about a prospect that you got to see up close and personal, because he has skyrocketed up the draft boards, and today was his pro day. I want to ask you about him first, and there's some unique trades in there that deals with Austin's Colts. And I even saw one where my Texans isn't taking a quarterback, so I don't know whoever did that. I don't know what he was smoking or drinking. I don't want any of it. He had more than Bailey's in his coffee. Boy, he had something else. But anyways, Old School will be right back. Kenny Wilhite, Jay Foreman, Austin. We'll be back at the top of the hour.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Spring is in the air. Everyone knows this is the best time of the year to buy and sell a home. Johanna Rhodes with RE/MAX Concepts Real Estate is your go-to agent for help with one of life's big decisions. Come see Johanna at the Lincoln Earth Day celebration Saturday, April 15th at UNL's Innovation Campus. Green vehicles, local foods, live music, and family-friendly activities from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Learn more at lincolnearthday.org.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Guys, it's really happening. A live morning remote. Join Early Break and The Drive from 6 to 10 a.m. on Thursday and Friday at Double Eagle Golf on West O for the first 2 days of the Masters. Bloody Marys, simulator golf, and the Masters. What's better than that? Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Easter. We hope everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration as we remember what this day and weekend are all about. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School, Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. We are back. Brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. Located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat, every type of cut. We appreciate the text line. I don't know what the unknown texter 8503 talking about. It's awkward. I don't know what that was back in 41. Maybe that was Rico. Disc Golf Jake, appreciate the love. And on the stream, Tyler Olson as well. But much promised, ESPN's draft analysis or analyzer or whatever, draft guru, we'll call him that. He's not taking over, but right up there with Mel Kiper has came out with his 2-round mock draft. Todd McShay, he's actually pretty good because he usually kind of keeps he's really consistent throughout the year, and he kind of gets it what it takes to in some form or fashion to be good in the NFL. Normal, CJ Stroud going number 1, Bryce Young number 2. I think those are both franchise locks. I think that CJ Stroud kind of fits down in Carolina a little bit more. Bryce Young is what Houston needs, which is a leader and a good face for the program. And going to Alabama, I think it's a seamless transition. Now we get right into the Colts, right there for you, Austin. And it's a trade with the Arizona Cardinals, which they just a dumpster fire just to come up one spot, which it seems dumb because they're not going to draft anybody, but his Colts are going to make sure they get up to number 3, probably so nobody else gets up there. And they are projected, according to Todd McShay, even though they signed Gardner Minshew this offseason, a great sign there, Austin. Great offseason work there for you. They're going to pick Anthony Richardson. I want to get your opinion, Kenny, on Anthony Richardson as a quarterback. Short, tenure, extremely athletic, checks all the boxes that you want. Big, fast, strong, superior arm. Is pretty accurate, even though he has a small sample size. Has shown that he's able to actually fit the ball in the tight windows. A lot of interceptions and not a lot of, obviously, he's not a 2 or 3 year starter. I want to know what your feeling is over for the Colts to take him versus somebody that's actually played for 2 years, say like a Will Levis, who has his issues, which is accuracy issues. So would you rather have somebody that has accurate issues, kind of like Josh Allen had, but I think Josh Allen is different, versus a guy that's a superior athlete that really pops off as far as his when he's in his shorts?
I'll take a superior athlete, but you're taking this kid on potential. Like you said, he doesn't have as many starts as the other guys. Mm-hmm. So you're taking him on potential. You're projecting a 2-year window, 3-year window, develop him. Then maybe he's ready to take over the reins. Right. I don't think you throw him right in the fire. You can't throw him right in the fire, or you're gonna kill him.
Even if Gardner Minshew or anybody else that they pick up late and free, and you say that their season is just done, you don't think that you need to play them second half of the season, get them some reps?
If they're struggling in the first half of the season, yeah, you have to play them now. Now you just take your lumps. It's like taking over a program.
Right. You got to put
if the guys that been there were so-called starters and you're struggling with them 3 games into the season, You got to throw them away, and you got to just take your lumps with the young guys and get them reps and get them ready because now you're looking towards the future.
Right.
So him again,
Boomer bust.
But I wouldn't throw him to the fire right away. I'd let him sit, let him watch, let him learn. If we're struggling midway through the season, hey, this is your show now. Let's see what you can do.
I wanted to ask both of you guys this, and then I'm gonna ask Austin first. Do you think the success of Jalen Hurts in his second year? People see the funny thing about the media, I guess, or people, they're looking at Jalen Hurts now. They forgot that he went through his rookie year where they were thinking about drafting a quarterback this last draft.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, do you think with the success of Jalen Hurts and where the NFL potentially could go, and that's what you see recent, right? Is, you know, he's been pretty dominant. He was up for the MVP, but he got hurt. Do you think his success has changed the way people view quarterbacks and trying to replicate what the Eagles did to kind of not force him out on the field, but feel like, okay, well, yeah, we can throw him out there and we'll deal with a little bit of, you know, speed bumps or rocky waters, but we're trying to get that next Jalen Hurts. Do you think that affected the way that they could possibly draft if this held true?
Could be. I think any of these top 4 guys have enough mobility to make it work. That was the knock on Stroud, is that he didn't run. He wouldn't run. He's a better athlete. Showed he could against Georgia. Young, we know he's mobile. It got to be as a not prototypical pocket passer. Richardson, you have the 4'4", 40, built like a linebacker.
Yeah, 244 pounds.
Right. Even Levis could move a little bit. Yeah. So I think any of those guys are mobile enough. I think most of them have better arms than Jalen Hurts did coming into the league. I think Hurts has developed to a point where you can trust his arm, not maybe to win you games, but he won't lose you games. With Steichen coming over from Philly, I know he's worked with Jalen Hurts, but he's also worked with Phillip Rivers and Justin Herbert, 2 guys that you won't confuse for mobile quarterbacks. A quarterback's first job is always going to be to throw the ball. Yeah. And I guess even before that, you can say their first job is to move the ball, whatever that looks like. I don't think we're going to see a lot of guys used as extremely as, you know, say Lamar Jackson was in the run game. I think we're going to go more to the Jalen Hurts style, where the quarterback is a runner. You have zone read principles in your offense, busted out from time to time. And if you can make plays on the move, do that.
What do you think, Kenny? Do you think, I mean, because I think the NFL is a copycat league. You're looking at, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is mobile when he wants to be. It seems like he as the season goes on and he more banged up, that's when he'd be rolling out.
Because people don't expect him to run.
And he's a better athlete than people give him credit for.
You just watch his college film.
Well, go back and watch him in high school.
Go watch his.
Because he could hoop, too.
Yes. So if you go watch his college film and in high school stuff, you knew he was an athlete.
So do you think the league's a copycat league when you think of, like, could that kind of influence, especially when you're a new regime taking over with the Colts? Like, and you know, that's what he's used to seeing and has been successful. The closest thing in this draft, when you talk about big, fast, and strong and with a rocket arm, is him. And he probably thinks, if I can get Jalen Hurts for, you know, MVP race in year number 2, I could do this with this guy.
Yeah, I think it's a copycat league. I just think, to me, as a GM and as a head coach, coordinator, you sit down. What do you want to do? What do you foresee? How do you want this to go? And if you foresee your offense built around him, let's take him.
Right.
Because he's an athlete. He's big. He's athletic. Then with his size, he can take more punishment.
Right.
If he does decide to run the ball.
And quiet as kept. The Colts have one of the best running backs. You're going to assume he's going to come back and be healthy. Taylor in the league.
Seen him a couple times.
Right. And you also assume that high-priced offensive line, they kept Kelly, who was their center.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to make any transition for any quarterback quicker and seamless. And you got Quentin Nelson and that offensive line. You assume they're going to have a bounce-back year. And they have a good tight ends. And
no, I'm not.
You don't
sold.
you don't like number 81?
Mo?
Yeah.
He's a basketball player playing football.
You don't like Marcus
He's fine.
Pollard?
He's replacement level.
Gates was a basketball player playing football.
Marcus Pollard.
Antonio Gates was a football player who played basketball in college.
Marcus Pollard, he played at Bradley. He was a basketball.
Mo Alley Cox isn't that level.
All right.
He's replacement.
All right,
He's
fine.
They don't have a tight end, so they need to find a tight end.
Could be good. Kylan Granson could be a kind of flex split out tight end, but no one that I'm fully willing to trust.
Well, Coach,
and they drafted receivers decently over the last few years.
Okay.
You don't like Pittman?
Oh, I love Pittman. Other than that, because they took Campbell.
Hard. Well, that's his squad, so that's his
squad. You know better than me.
You know better than us. That's your squad.
All I'm saying is if they're in those meetings and I got an offensive line, and I got one of the best running backs, and I have 8 or 2 serviceable tight ends, and I know I have at least one good receiver, according to my GM, Austin Orman.
You got one.
At least
You got
one.
one.
I can get 2 or 3, and if I get 2 or 3, then I'm starting to vision Philly's offense.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. If they were close to Philly in their offense, the coach wouldn't be there, the GM wouldn't be there, and they wouldn't be picking number 4, or in this case, number 3. Now we're just going to go all the way to number 7, and this is the dude I wanted to ask you about. The Raiders, which I don't know if you want to get drafted by Las Vegas Raiders, but it has them projected to take Devin Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois, ran a 4.4 flat 40 today in his pro day. I wanted to ask you about him because when the draft things came out before the combine, he was late first round.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything I'm seeing and hearing, he's top 10 for sure. 7 to the Raiders, where obviously the Raiders need more than a cornerback, but they feel, if this all happened, that is he that good to be the number 1 corner?
Yes. Illinois played man to man in your face football on defense.
All game long.
All game long. They did, bruh. And I'm not going to say any names, but the man went on record and said he was going to hold somebody. He was going to shut somebody down.
Right. He said that before. He said that.
And he had a good day. Dude would come to our sideline talking $1,000 worth of you know what. And I wanted to say $1 million worth of you know what, but
well, he's about to get some millions of it.
$1,000 worth of you know what.
Right.
And hey, if you're gonna bark about it, you better back it up. And he barked about it and he backed it up. He's an in your face. He's a Raider style football player.
Right. He backed like Lester Hayes.
He's a Raider style football player. Now he'll take some gambles every now and then, just watching him on film and then seeing him live.
Right.
But he was probably the best defensive back I've seen us play against this year.
Oh, okay. Then I wanted to just expand on that. Then there's another guy I'm gonna ask you about because the next guy I'm gonna ask you about, the production isn't equivalent to him, but he's still projected to go first round. What makes Witherspoon from your former DB?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at, I know when I see a linebacker out there, like when I see Jack Campbell, I like, a homeboy gonna be doing his thing in the league. What does he bring besides the mentality? We know he has a mentality. Because it takes a certain mentality to play man-to-man. Not just every 6 or 7 play. When you ain't even looking to the sideline, I got him.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, what does he bring?
He brings it all. He will bring the wood.
No, I'm just talking about, is it quick feet?
Oh.
Is it change of the direction? Is it size? Is he got long arms?
He's got quick feet. His change of direction is really good. And he uses his body and his hands really well.
Right.
Now,
technique.
Now, he got away with a couple of holes,
right.
but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right.
On the football field, if they don't call it,
it ain't
a hole.
Right.
So he has all the intangibles to me, just watching him in person.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did at pro day, but you said
they
he moved up.
They said he went 4.4 40. So that was like, that's good. That they said
4.4 40 is pretty good. So he must have blew it out of the waters at his pro day.
Right.
So they saw what they thought potentially he could be, and that's why he moved up that board. I saw him in
on everybody's board. There ain't a board that I've seen that he ain't in the top 10.
He's got it.
So that means you just, I call it when you just put when you walk in the house, you just put your cap down.
Yeah.
He there.
So
he's showing up to Kansas City to the draft. He's like, hey, mama, we're gonna be done in an hour.
We're gonna be done in an hour. So just you only need those clothes on for so long.
Right. So but see, look, I know they talked a lot about Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, Joey Porter Jr., who's a different type of corner.
Now
he's a big,
long, physical corner that I watched on film, and I'm like, geez. Now they play man,
right? And he needs a little bit, probably more experience.
He needs more coaching. To me, the coaching and development.
Right.
In 2 years, 3 years, he's going to be a really good player.
Right.
Witherspoon is already
ready. So you think Witherspoon's day one starter?
Day one starter.
I got you. Okay, I got more guys to ask you because you was over in Ireland. You know what I'm saying? That's the same trip that I got bounced from the docket. Isn't it called a docket when you're supposed to be on there? So I was supposed to be on the docket. Somehow I ended up in the docket. But I got to see it up close and personal. So the Chicago Bears, and this this must be like, I think sometimes teams send out things to GMs and say, look, we picking him, and I will hold it against you if we don't get to pick him. Because on every mock draft, from the time they've started the mock drafts, and since you guys, once the season was over, they got Peter Skoronski going to the Chicago Bears, and they got him at guard tackle from Northwestern. But homeboy was checking IDs over there in Ireland. So I don't know what they call them, pubs. So he went to that D line and said, look, man, y'all been trying to get in this pub back here.
And he was throwing them out.
Y'all ain't come with your passports.
And he was throwing them out. They man came with their passport and he was still throwing them out.
Right. He's strong as the ox.
If you certain teams you watch, right? And I'm not big on watching O-line, but you watch them and then you're trying to get a feel for the offense. But the footwork, I don't want to be like Shaq, feet work. Shaq says feet work. Yeah, Shaq. So
that's why he got bad. He got ugly feet too.
The feet work, but the footwork by certain offensive linemen that you play against, you end up watching and you admire because every person at that position takes the same step at the same time and they explode through you. So watching Northwestern's offensive line, pretty physical. They don't look good. Coming off the bus, they don't look good,
right?
But physical at the point of attack, and they try to finish you,
right?
And that's what he is. He's a finisher. He reminds me of Nick Gates. When Nick played
the freshman Nick Gates,
the freshman Nick Gates. That's what I mean. Nick's a killer.
Right.
That's a guy I didn't expect to have the NFL career he did.
Who, Nick?
Yeah.
And people think I'm crazy. I used to, when the scouts would come through, I'm like, you ain't gonna find a more meaner, nastier guy than Nick Gates.
He's a captain now too.
And the position change, I think, helped
and the position change helped him. He was playing out of position here,
yeah.
But to watch Nick Gates do what he did as a freshman against Randy Malik,
he was Debo and Cats his freshman year. I don't know
when he practiced against him.
His freshman year, I don't know what he took out there at Gorman. that was a nice little cocktail here because I was like, this dude right here got issues. Because remember, he was getting penalties and everything. I like that.
He lived on the edge, and that's what you want. That's what you want at that position. That's what this kid reminds me of. He lives on the edge.
But
he don't get enough penalties.
But let me ask you this though. Just be honest. Like we in the circle of trust. We in the triangle of what is it? Triangle of trust. All right. This ain't no circle. This is a triangle. This ain't the Bermuda Triangle. This is triangle of trust, man. I watched that game.
Which game? Northwestern.
Kenny.
Because you weren't.
Because I wasn't on the docket. But I watched that. Everybody in the state watched that game. And I'm watching the O-line. I seen it. First of all, I'm going to tell you this. When I looked at the scouting reports when I was in the league and I saw Ski at the – you think I'm lying? I said this before. When I see Ski, like Dombrowski, Pololowski, hey, here's what I knew. Them dudes going to have some big old heads.
Yep.
And they going to be physical and strong as an ox. So instead of me playing at 238, I'm playing at 242 because I know it's going to be a head knocker. Okay. He held true. And I'm going to tell you something about him. He looked like a first-round pick because remember, he started as a true freshman.
Yes.
And he was just as good as Slater.
Yes.
Actually, the head coach was talking about him just as much as Slater. But all I'm going to ask you before we move to the other guy is, when Cats was coming to the sidelines, man, were they scared? To be honest, though,
no.
Kenny. Because
Kenny, I love doing eye checks.
Because with them eyes big, because the way that he was throwing Cats up out the club, I don't know if it was personal or the first game, because they only came over. He must have been tired because it was jet lag, because they came the day before.
Yeah.
What's up?
They came 2 days before.
2 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah, they ain't get no free. They ain't get to do nothing.
Did I see big eyes on the sideline during that game? No, because we were winning.
Yeah, that's right.
We were winning. So
that's right.
There wasn't any big eyes.
That's why the onside kick was. Okay. hey, I'm just here to ask, man. I ain't gonna clown no more. I ain't gonna clown no more.
We were winning.
So we gonna
so
go.
there wasn't no big eyes on the sideline.
All right. So we're gonna go right in there. Listen here. For Northwestern to go 1-11, we have a horrible record, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to Todd McShay, they got 2 guys in the first rounds. It's Skoronski, just like Witherspoon. Everyone I've seen, he's been there. The next guy, okay, I'm not even going to try to be like Shaq or Charles Barkley or anybody like that and try to pronounce this man's name, okay? I ain't going to do it. But he played at Northwestern. His name is Ididitue. I don't even know what
the DN.
They call him Ade.
Ade.
The D line.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ade.
Animal.
He's 6'1", 282 pounds. Had according to his stats said he only had 1 sack.
He was a beast.
But he had one.
He's the Anthony Richardson of the defensive line.
Yes.
Like, tools off the chart.
But I know, look, he ran a 4.49 in the 40. This is just
how big is he?
6'1", 282 pounds.
282. Running what?
A 4.49. He had his old. But Kenny.
4.49 speaks for itself. And I'm willing to bet you if you pull up most of his film, it's really good.
But Kenny, he had 1 sack though. Okay, let me ask you this: when you watched him, was he good?
Yes.
Or is he like a Mike Mamula, and just
No. When coaches give out their scouting report, he was one of the guys that was circled like, "Hey, this guy's really good. We need to make sure we keep him off our quarterback. We need to pay attention to him."
So he probably had a good stat year the year before.
Yes. So he was one of the ones that was highlighted as one of the good players on that front.
Yeah, and I guess sacks wouldn't be because they weren't very close.
They weren't. Yeah.
He had, as a junior, 36 tackles, 8.5 for loss, 4.5 sacks, and a pick, 3 passes defended. And then as a senior, 38 tackles, 9 for loss, 5 sacks.
The 9 for loss to speak for itself.
Okay. Yeah, well, the ESPN was wrong because they said he only had 1 sack. So 5 sacks is actually pretty good. And he played D tackle.
So you're getting double teamed.
Yeah.
And you're getting double teamed.
9
and he's 6'1" with 9 tackles for loss. That goes to show you how he will manhandle a double team every now and then. 9 tackles for a loss.
Yeah. And he from Kansas City. So this is what I want to ask you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I just set you up right there.
Yeah, I know you were going with it. I know you were going with it. He's from Kansas City, right down the road.
This young man.
How did he end up at Northwestern?
He's from Kansas City, Missouri. Went to North Kansas City High School. Okay.
I just talked to his coach.
The heck did he go to Chicago and he ain't nothing but 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Nebraska?
Too short. 6'1".
What?
Hey.
Who said he was too short?
Hey.
He's 6'1". Pretty much. Okay. Here's what it is. He's 6'2", 282 pounds. And about to go top 30 in the draft. Are you trying to tell me he's too short to do what? Come here? Who said that, man?
I'm not.
You ain't gonna say nothing?
I'm not saying no names. Too
All
short.
right.
Protect the identity of the formerly employed.
Too short.
How do you project him to go to the league? You think he's gonna be a DN or D tackle? Or you think he can do both?
I think.
This is our third down. So on third down, where do you think his best position is their pass rush? Because at 282 pounds, he's definitely Aaron Donald as 3 technique. He obviously strong as an eye.
He's strong. I'll put him over center and just tell him just whoop that center butt. Go get him. On third down, go get him, honey. Because he's gonna have the quickness that the center will not be able to.
Yeah, because
unless they keep that guard in to punch at him, the center ain't got a chance.
Yeah, because his vertical was well over like 35, 36.
He had a third. Oh Lord.
So that lets you know to get off the ball is for real. To run a 4.4 at 282 pounds, that 10-yard split got to be off the chart. That ain't no fake. That ain't no fake athletic.
Yeah, I talked to his coach about. I was down visiting a certain school, and I talked to his coach.
And did the coach
his high school coach?
Did his coach remind you that you guys didn't offer him?
No, he didn't remind me. He told me. He told me I appreciate everything you did. Tried to get him.
His 10-yard split 1.61.
So that really ain't that. That means he gaining momentum. You better not cut back against him. You better not be dead.
Because he said his coach's words were, "I appreciate everything you try to do. I can't wait till you get drafted." That's exactly what he said.
Well, that happened. I mean, look, man, it's not an exact science.
No, it's not.
Recruiting and the draft isn't.
It's not exact
because
science.
he ran a 4.4 don't mean he's going to be good.
True.
But was he housing stuff against us out there in Ireland? Now that track was fast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was he even faster then?
Oklahoma. Bruh.
He was moving.
Yeah.
So when you look out on the sideline, now is he a well put together 280?
He looks good. He looks good. He looks good, bro. I'm telling you, he looks good.
So when you look out there and saw him, you like, yeah, I remember that kid when he was 260 in high school.
Not even that. I'm like,
that dude looked like
he
an
finna
enemy.
bring. We got to make sure we
gotta work out.
got to work out on him.
But we was doing it though.
We were.
Whew. All right, I just wanted to ask you about that, man.
Yeah,
I just thought it was interesting. I just saw 2 Northwestern guys out there. That's pretty amazing to go 1-11 and have 2 first-round picks potentially. Well, first of all, 2 dudes are gonna get drafted, and they're gonna get drafted high
and go 1-11.
Yeah, and so that's. I mean,
so let me ask you this: you say that there's 2, one on the defensive side of the ball, one on the offensive side of the ball. How many guys do you think you need on both sides of the ball to have a winning?
Well, hold on now. Okay, Redhead Kingpin, who's actually from Minnesota, though, the running back 26 that looked like Larry Zonka, he getting drafted too. He's projected to go to the 3rd, 4th round.
But what I'm
my
question to you is, how many guys does it take?
Draftable guys.
Not even draftable guys. Good players on both sides of the ball.
You need at least in football to win at least 6
on both sides of the ball.
See, Ohio State got 11. In Georgia, and them got 11. Like we need 6.
Okay.
Georgia's got 12 or 13.
Yeah, they got dudes back. They got dudes just waiting to go first round, just chilling over there eating, drinking Gatorade.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
We need 6.
We need
at least
5.
Because you got some. The good thing about sometimes on the offensive line and defensive line, as long as they can walk and chew gum, you can kind of hide it. But you ain't hiding. I'm just straight up.
He's telling the truth.
Straight up, you can hide him.
You can
right
hide
now,
him.
as long as you play offensive line and everybody's, inside zone going the right, you can kind of hide them. Now, if everybody's going right and you go left and then you knock the tackle tight end off, then that's it.
Seen that a couple times.
But let me tell you, but you can't hide anybody in the defensive backfield. You can kind of hide some people sometimes in the linebacker. Linebacker. You can hide some guys, and really you can accentuate less athletic guys out there on the edges because they could either be really good blockers or they could be really good possession receivers. You know what I mean? Not everybody needs to be a Randy Moss that plays receiver. So you need some 6 or 7 dudes out there. But generally, especially across the line, you need 5 to 8, 9 guys that all work well together.
You can hide a defensive back, not a safety.
Hide a corner.
You can hide a corner. You can put him to the field because 9 times out of 10, they're not throwing that ball outside the numbers.
It's a long throw.
That's a long throw. You don't have quarterbacks in college that can make that throw.
That's what we're going to ask you about coming back. I'm going to ask you about another defensive back that was in this. And I know he's a good athlete. I know he played at a team where they did really well. But I think he's going to get his butt tore out the frame at the league. So we're going to go to break, and I'm going to ask you about this dude because when I saw him in the top 60 picks.
Can I guess?
You can guess afterwards.
Okay.
You can guess after this break. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. We diving into this big. We're going to talk about every Big Ten player that's on this thing. Right? Including the Nebraska players. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Imagine your next staff meeting. Now imagine your next staff meeting with a side of ribs. Your next client presentation? Or that same client presentation with brisket and baked beans. It's better, right? Let Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul take care of all of your business catering needs. Feed the staff, cater your next event, whatever you need, Mary Ellen's can help. They can even host your events in their brand new event space located right next to the restaurant. Go see for yourself. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake or online at maryellens.com. Let them fix you a plate.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Easter. We hope everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration as we remember what this day and weekend are all about. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $10 off any athletic shoes $105 and under, and get $15 off any shoe over $105. Choose from respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, On, and 361 Running. And don't forget the trendy Hey Dudes. A new shipment just arrived for the season. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415, or online at ambitionelectric.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April, with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info, or call 402-467-1627.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather.
Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Skies will gradually clear, but it will be chilly. It will be windy. Northwest winds could gust over 35 through most of the day. We'll reach an afternoon high of around 47. Tonight, mainly clear, a low down to around 24. The warm-up begins tomorrow, mainly sunny by the afternoon with a high approaching 60. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old school. Todd McShay Draft Talk, Big Ten edition. Got some Iowa guys in here. I will say this: Wisconsin and Minnesota have both of their centers are going, or supposedly going, top 50. I know the center from Minnesota had a really good Senior Bowl. He's a big physical, quick guy that he's a plug and play type of guy. And when you think about it, with Cam Jurgens, it was good that he actually went out last year. Now, granted, I'd rather him be here, but when you think about when you got two guys going to the top 50, the more that's in there, the lower that you can potentially go.
Yep.
So he came out at the right time where he was, the second behind the center from Iowa. But also, I mentioned him before, going to Detroit, which is, I think, it could be an up-and-coming team, with obviously the Green Bay turnover, Chicago still trying to find their way. Minnesota, are they fool's gold with the first-year success of a coach? Now everybody kind of has a beat on them. You saw Detroit really play some good football. Detroit's supposed to pick Jack Campbell, middle linebacker from Iowa. Been all everything ever since he's been on campus. Fit right in there with Alex Anazoli and Malcolm Rodriguez, who came to start him with Hard Knocks. He's had over 120 tackles in the past 2 seasons, and he'd obviously be, a day one starter. What do you think about him?
Yep, smart player, physical. I think Iowa's defense alone is. I mean, if you look at it, they're the reason why they had success this year. They often struggled. Talking about struggled.
Right.
So their defense is the part that carried that team. Defense and special teams carried that team because their offense struggled. The last 2 years. So for him to be that high, he is deserving. That kid has had a stellar career at Iowa. Really good football player.
Really good.
Really good leader. So
yeah. The one thing about him, I do some stuff with the Big Ten, is that when the offense was historically bad, especially with the first game this year, where I think their quarterback Peters had like a 0 quarterback rating. He held it together, very easily in a locker room 2 years in a row where you have to essentially pitch a shutout, and they have a winning tradition there that he didn't waver at all. So I think that really is great as a player as he is, and how well he tested out, because he's 6'5". I mean, he's probably 6'4". He's 240 pounds. For him to run that well in the 4.6 is a jump, well over 34. It lets you know that leadership is just as good. The one guy I really wanted to ask you about also, he might be the biggest human that I've seen in person, because I remember I was down on the field at the Ohio State game, is DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle from Ohio State.
Grown man.
My man is 6'8.5", so 6'9", 374 pounds, 36 and pretty much 37-inch long arms. I mean, that's a long reach. They say despite his size, he moves really, really well. Didn't give up a sack this year.
Grown man. You look across the field and you see him, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Right. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Flozell Adams.
Yep.
Just a big
Willie Roaf.
Yeah. But just big and long and can engulf you. But the one thing I really was watching him, and this was the year that we played him here in Nebraska, is that I wanted to see if he had quick feet.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see if he was, had flexibility in his ankles and his knee, and he was a knee bender. My man plays with good leverage, and he got quick feet. I don't know where they got this dude, man, because his head is so big he couldn't even fit in that helmet.
He's huge. He's a big human being, and to be that big and athletic
and agile
and agile
mean too,
and have meanness.
Yeah, because usually sometimes those guys are big teddy bears.
Yes, but he's not a teddy bear.
Yeah,
seen it all too well.
The next guy, of course, coming from Iowa, it seems like they're trying to be tight end. Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta, one of them dudes, seemed like he'd been in Iowa for like 85 years.
85 years.
But he's finally a senior. Didn't get to play against Nebraska. I think he was a little bit hurt.
He was hurt.
And he came back and played in the bowl game. So I let you know that he's going to finish, things that he started. Tell me about him, because he had to come in, play behind 2 first-round picks, carved a name out for himself. If this goes well, again, they had Campbell going to Detroit. They got him going to Detroit as well as number 55. And after drafting T.J. Hawkinson in the top 10 before, tell me about him, what you saw from him as a tight end and as a player.
I'll just briefly tell you. This is how excited we was when we found out he wasn't playing. Bushman comes in the defensive staff meeting and goes, hey, guess what, guys? You know how fast Bushman can talk. Laporta's out.
Yeah,
took a lot of pressure off us. Now that guy that was behind him,
Lachey,
was pretty good too.
Yeah, who will be getting drafted in 2 years anyway.
He had a good day against us, but just knowing Laporta was out, we were so excited.
Yeah,
that's one less person you had to plan for.
Because I was texting Coach Bush before the game, and I had a little, because a colleague of mine from the Big Ten actually accidentally told me it. So I said, "Hey, look, man, I think he out."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was one of my dudes, and it was just talking, you know. And so I was like, hey, I want Nebraska to win. And so Bill Bush was like, "Yeah, you try to, let me know." And I texted him. I thought he was on the bus. I was like, "Yeah, he's out." So that's good.
We were so excited about
the guy that I kind of alluded to before the break. According to this, my Buffalo Bills, who need a little bit of cornerback help and defensive help, they gonna supposedly pick Riley Moss. Like, in my opinion, and this ain't got nothing to do with him being a white corner. And I know he's athletic because I think he ran like a 4.37, and he had close to 40 something as vertical. Corner, I don't think so. Safety, like a center field safety, and then if he gets bigger to be an inbox safety, because he'll hit you though.
Yes.
Right? Because and he'll tackle. Corner, I think height being 5'10" hurts. What do you think?
We harp on height.
Right.
I know receivers are getting bigger, getting taller. But he is a guy, and I say this all the time. His technique is going to get him where he needs to be.
That's really what I wanted to ask.
He's a technician. He's athletic, but he's also a technician. Iowa's scheme for those guys, they play 3 coverages.
Yeah. What coverages?
And they play them well. It'd be man 3 and man 4 and cover 3. But they play them well.
Right. So you ain't got to be fancy to be successful.
You don't have to be fancy to be successful. And Iowa usually don't put their kids in position where they won't have success.
Who's going to be better, Moss or DeJean?
Cooper DeJean.
He's a safety, right?
No, he's a corner. He got hurt. He's the one that got knocked silly.
Yeah.
Marcus knocked him silly. So when he went down,
you knew it was over.
You knew it was over. Because to be honest with you, Cooper DeJean is way better. He's a better athlete than Riley.
Riley Moss is a hell of an athlete.
Just go back and watch Cooper DeJean's high school film.
Right.
And his high school basketball film. It's ridiculous. I watched that kid play basketball. I'm like, who's the slam dunk contest winner?
Mac McClung.
That's who he remind me of.
I do remember when he came out because they were showing on the Big Ten when he got signed, or during signing day, they were showing his basketball highlights.
Watch him play basketball and watch him go over top of people and dunk it. I'm telling you, even early on in his recruiting process, I brought him up. Now I knew we weren't going to beat Iowa on the kid because he's from Iowa. But I'm like, we ain't got nobody on our board as athletic as this kid is. Just watch his basketball film, and then football is easy to. But if you watch this kid, he plays basketball like he plays football. He goes down the middle, he goes down the lane, and he's trying to go over the top of somebody. We didn't have a defensive back in the room that could play basketball or move like that kid was moving, like Cooper was moving.
So Iowa got 2 corners that are going to be up.
He's going to be. I'm telling you, he's the next one.
And how old? What grade he in?
He's a redshirt sophomore, isn't he?
I believe so.
But he's not in the draft.
No, but he'll be the next year's. Trust me, I'm telling you.
All right.
He's way,
you heard it here first.
Way athletic than
Riley Moss.
I'm telling you. So
what you're saying is we just got to get good at 2 or 3 coverages and we'll be good.
And it's not necessarily 2 or 3 coverages. It's you got to have athletes.
Right.
When I say athletes, they got to do it all. They got to want to come up and hit somebody.
Right.
And they got to cover. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 will stick their nose in there and they can cover. And they have speed and athletic ability. They got all the tools. And they've been developed. If you know what I mean.
Right.
I'm going to say the word developed.
Yeah.
And they come up in the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's where the confidence.
And that's where the confidence comes
and
from.
The standard.
And the standard.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. I mean, I don't like Iowa. I respect them though.
I respect them. I don't like them either. I respect them because they created that rivalry that doesn't really, you know what I mean, but they kicked our butts for the last 9 years, and then we got them this year.
They only as good as their last game, and they ain't worth
exactly. So we got them.
Yeah.
But just do me a favor, Google or YouTube Cooper DeJean basketball.
All right, I'll take your word. I'm taking your word for it. I'm asking you about Riley Moss, so I should feel all right if they pick him then.
Yes, you should be. You should.
Okay.
Now again, he may move to the safety position.
Yeah, because we got Mike. We have Micah Hyde, and he's from Iowa. So I mean, they like what I'm seeing here is a lot of these drafts. They like certain type of players. Detroit, according to Todd McShay, like Iowa players. They're pretty consistent. They're dependable. They're they're better athletes than you look at. I mean, they got Van Ness, the dude that was a backup going top 10. You got to be strong up the middle.
Yep.
And Witherspoon will come and hit you. He was a good safety. But if you got 2 lockdown corners, and to be quiet as kept, number 13 could rush the passer, Jones.
Yep.
So it comes from iron forged in the fire.
Yep.
That's what it comes from.
And they got an up-and-comer Epinesa, the brother of they're gonna
AJ?
get,
They got him too?
They're gonna get him. He got another little brother.
All right. So okay,
so Epinesa, he's from East St. Louis.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, he's another one that you guys just let.
No, didn't let.
Dang.
I told him flat out from the coach. Dad went to Iowa. He's going to Iowa.
Mm.
You weren't getting him.
You ain't getting him.
That's
fine. That's
so
legacy.
Let's stop.
Do you give up on those guys? How far do you go?
Let's stop spinning our wheels with them and move on to the next guy.
Boy, okay, let me ask you this real quick before we go to break. Why we didn't recruit that running back from East St. Louis?
Which one?
The one that went to Notre Dame that got drafted in the 2nd round.
Oh, you want me to really go into that?
Yeah, matter of fact, when we come out to break, I want to know because that dude could flat out play. He went 2nd round and he went to Notre Dame. So you can't say he went academics because I'm sure Notre Dame ain't easy to get into, right? I ain't the smartest.
We're gonna go into that after this break.
We're gonna be into this right to break. We diving into this. DP down there drinking his little. He like restrict. Look, man, we gotta get a vacation. Strict gone on the cruise. Talking about he drinking in.
What he said?
He said Mai Tais and Long Island iced teas.
DP down there in Miami,
getting ready for the what?
The UFC
fight. So ain't no telling what he doing.
Well, you probably down there getting a nice little Cuban sandwich and stuff, man. Those things are good down there.
Sitting on the beach
in the warm weather. We got this 90-mile-an-hour wind. We'll have to get something, man. We'll be right back. Jay Foreman, Kenny Wilhite, Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical lines and equipment to give crews safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
Times likely without even knowing at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. But now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction material. They sell in bulk to save you money, buying anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. They deliver anywhere, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, they'll deliver in town for free through the month of April with some restrictions applying. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Imagine your next staff meeting. Now imagine your next staff meeting with a side of ribs. Your next client presentation, or that same client presentation with brisket and baked beans. It's better, right? Let Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul take care of all of your business catering needs. Feed the staff, cater your next event, whatever you need, Mary Ellen's can help. They can even host your events in their brand new event space located right next to the restaurant. Go see for yourself. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake or online at maryellens.com. Let them fix you a plate.
Lincoln Earth Day is on Saturday, April 15th at UNL's Innovation Campus. Green vehicles, local foods, live music, and fun family-friendly activities from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sponsored by Johanna Rhodes Real Estate. More event details at rhoadshomes.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Guys, it's really happening. A live morning remote. Join Early Break and The Drive from 6 to 10 a.m. on Thursday and Friday at Double Eagle Golf on West O for the first 2 days of the Masters. Bloody Marys, simulator golf, and the Masters. What's better than that? Double Eagle Golf in the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't even want to give him respect, but I could get. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now, people. If you want to go, hey, I stand corrected. Cooper DeJean, the defensive back from Iowa. You gotta Google this dude. You gotta Google this dude.
YouTube his basketball highlights.
He ain't playing no games. If you see that kind of like quick dribble, like that da-da-da-da, he about to raise up on you. Any way you want it to.
Anyway.
He didn't. Then what really sold me, he hit him with the Akeem Olajuwon dream shake. And hit you with the in and out dribble. But he hang timing on
Hang
cats.
time.
Yeah, so I mean it's for real. It's for real, but there's plenty of misses. But there's plenty of misses that we're seeing in this mock draft too. So I'm gonna ask you about the dude that a couple years ago from East St. Louis.
He was from St. Louis.
Okay, from St. Louis.
From Vianney High School.
From Vianney High School.
Kyron Williams.
That wanted to come to Nebraska.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was a size thing or not. All I know is when I saw number 23 at Notre Dame. My man was gunned up,
yoked up,
and he was running physical. And the thing that I really liked about him when he was returning punts,
yes,
and took one to the house
and kickoffs.
The running back stuff was already. I mean, all I did was watch 2 games. I was like, that's the NFL running back. And then I remember you telling me about him, and I thought it was a foregone conclusion because I remember asking you, "Is that your boy on TV?" I was like, "What happened?" Because I thought you dropped. They always say you fumbled the bag, but I was like, "How you ain't? That's in the bag.
Backyard. That's in the bag."
Who and why? Don't even say names, but just say why.
Didn't think he was gonna be big enough, or fast enough, or good enough.
See, I was thinking like maybe it was like a academic thing, but then I'm like, hold on, Notre Dame, you can't. I think I was more nervous getting into Notre Dame than like Northwestern when they was looking at me. So I got into Nebraska. I know we in the Big Ten. Notre Dame ain't
grades wasn't an issue. Grades wasn't an issue. Really, really good family. Really good family. The family and I actually go way back.
Right.
Like way back. Like high school back. I played against his uncle. Kind of gave his uncle the business.
Yeah. So you guys signed off. The uncle was like, "Hey, he gave me the work, so he worth it."
So he comes from he's a mom's white, dad's black, and comes from a really good family.
Right.
But my sophomore year, we're playing Eureka in Busch Stadium, and my cousin was 2 years older than me, and he showed out. He showed out. I'm a sophomore starting varsity.
Right.
He's a senior. And 6 seconds on the clock, coach told me to throw a Hail Mary. I said, "Coach, I ain't throwing no Hail Mary." I said that to myself.
Right.
But 6 seconds on the clock, we were down 5, about 68 yards, touchdown. Made all 11 miss, and his uncle was one of the 11. And the grandmother brought it up to me
At the recruit?
At the recruiting visit.
That's what I'm talking about. And
But-
was the uncle there too?
No, uncle was not there,
Okay.
but the grandmother brought it up. She goes, but I don't hold that against you. We like Nebraska.
Dang. All right, man. Hey, look, Matt Rule and those guys to get it right, man. That was a quick 2 hours, man.
Sure was. Good
It
2
is.
hours,
Yeah,
though.
good 2 hours, man. Lots of laughs, lots of knowledge, lots of insight on some of these guys that are going to get drafted here just in a few weeks there in Kansas City. So Kenny and myself will be back tomorrow and Friday. Old School, we are out.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Easter. We hope everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration as we remember what this